a little bit of money is worth my insanity. She writes the gas.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, we got another friend. She got the
Linda's dropping that.
We did it. One thing I told you, they get the new place.
Yeah.
You're gonna be pissed. You know what we're thoroughly going to
In the smile.
be. These Zoom was all right.
Oh, you were? Yeah. It's on the downhill slide.
Is he? Oh, yeah. Is he coming in?
Yeah, he's in Chicago, but he's in.
I got that one done.
Oh.
I got some signatures on stuff that. Well, they're more important.
Like, gas master, go for it.
No, but.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Go easy.
She said something about
I'm buying the chicken.
Clear my piles and get my head right here, what we need to be doing.
Another baton.
Messing around with all this stuff this weekend. It's gonna be a long time.
Thank you, dear.
Well, behind me, then I've got some standing, but,
Yeah.
but it's.
You don't want to get lost.
I think we'll strike,
I had one guy
executive session. We need to read them.
number.
We weren't sure when Candy and I were game planning, so we put it on there, just in case.
Never did.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Just a moment.
Good idea. Thank you for that. But I think.
30 seconds.
You're agreeable, aren't you?
The last 30 seconds.
Oh, I'm used to it. You can do it. Really, yes,
Some of them don't.
So then I try to access it, so. You do not need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A thumbs up from the timekeeper.
All right, 7:00. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And kind of before we maybe do roll call and in that, I would ask that maybe we just take a moment of silence for brothers in arms with firefighters and first responders and the victims and the families of that kind of insanity going on in California. So if you don't mind, would you join me for a moment of silence? Thank you.
Amen.
Would you take roll, please?
Councilman Mattson?
Here.
Councilman Montoya?
Here.
Councilman Cawthon? Here. Councilman Ellison?
Present.
And Mayor Graves?
Here. You have before you an agenda. I think the only change to the agenda would be we can strike executive session, action item number H. At this time, there's no information for the need or warrant of an executive session. So I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So move. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. You also have in front of you the consent agenda, and for the purpose of discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve and place to record the consent agenda items.
So moved.
Second. Is there discussion?
In regards to our platform truck that's soon to be here before too awful long, it was brought up that would Willie might be able to help with this more. We were gonna get rid of Unit 4. They don't use it as much. It's kind of mothballed. I know I'd happened to talk to one of the firemen on the Hartville's department, and they have a truck that's going through pump and mechanical issues, and I told them the town fire department's probably gonna be looking, trying to do something with Unit 4. And then I think we just had a pretty good house fire in Glendale that Wheatland responded down there. I think they're short of apparatus. I'll just finish up real quick and then maybe Willie can jump in on this. And, I'd still understand, I think the price was pennies on the dollar for that type of equipment. I would throw out the idea if it stays in the county and it goes to one of the little brothers, the big brother of Wheatland fire departments, whether it's Hartville or Glendale, my suggestion would be we just give it to one of our departments within our county. Really, maybe you can put any more to.
I'd say he's not off with his thinking as far as the value form of the truck. As far as which department it would be, I would have to do I'd have to go talk to him. We were just discussing it. But it is something that we're gonna have to make a decision on, because when that ladder gets here, that truck is getting out of the station. We don't have any more real estate. We are completely out of room. And it's going to take the place of 2 apparatus when it goes in there. So 4's either going to the 15th Street maintenance shop or outside or something, because we can't keep it in the station anymore. It doesn't roll on calls. All the equipment's been taken off of it. But as Councilman Mattson alluded to, it would benefit one of the smaller departments. It's still structural pump capable. We do use it annually at our fire school just to make sure that everything, clean the mothballs out of it. So they would be able to use it. So, and it could help them with their ISOs.
Yeah, I'd say if it stays within their county, it's a donation. If they don't want it, then look for auctioning it or selling it off.
Yes.
No, that's a good. I think,
I don't have it at hand. You have to follow some statutory requirements, even if it goes to another government entity.
Like we've gotten rid of some stuff.
I understand.
Yeah.
but there's
I was
still-
just thinking, yeah, here local, keep it simple as possible.
for someone to use it.
Any other discussion on the consent agenda items? Hearing, go ahead.
I just got one more before I make my last vote. Take a quick minute, and my speech is not very long. I just want to thank all the townspeople for all the years that I have. I appreciate that, and I appreciate serving with 4 mayors, multiple councils. It's been a joy. I appreciate all the employees through all my years. The clerks, Cindy Kaler, Doug Wiggins, Candy, And the clerks are kind of the lifeline of this row up here, and I appreciate everything that they've done to give me help and support through all my years, and for questions and bouncing ideas off him. And I thought you were old when I first got on, Doug.
I got older too.
And most of all, thank my wife, Stephanie, and my kids for putting up with all my meetings, workshops, budget meetings. Just to know how time flies. When I first got on, I coached Little League basketball for my kids, and I'd miss meetings or miss games or show up late. But to see how time flies, now one of my kids apparently didn't pay attention to me very much. He's now an attorney and is at a city council meeting in Nebraska. So it shows you how time flies. And it's, so again, I've enjoyed it. It's been an honor, and I think I wouldn't change anything. I'd do it all the same, whatever my decisions were through all the years. So I just want to say thanks again.
I just would like to say, for one thing, thank you to Alan for many, many years of his service on this council and to this town, because it's not an easy job. And for him to do it as long as he did, he should be commended. Learned an awful lot from Alan in this job, and he showed these guys, you know, what's up, and these new guys that are coming in, you guys are going to be just fine. I have utmost confidence in you guys. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't change anything. I caught a lot of heat on some stuff. That's all right. You know, I mean, you can't go and do any public service or jobs without somebody jumping on you. So that's fine, because I feel what like Alan said, what I voted for and what I felt strong about, you know, I feel good about that. I really do. I know Bob Glasson isn't here. He resigned as chief, but he's going to be sorely missed as well. But that guy right over there is going to do a fine job. And Willie Degelman, you know, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I know you'll keep moving forward, keep moving the ball forward for the fire department. Anyway, that's enough out of me.
Well, we can make it official for you guys. With no further discussion, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign on the consent agenda. And kind of the handing off of the guard is the next thing. I guess, you know, I also would like to say thank you for the commitment and the dedication, the time spent to these guys. To Councilman Montoya for 4 years. And I think this one says 18 years. 18 of them. So.
We get another one for 20.
Oh, yeah, sure.
There we go.
And so then if Jason and Kelly would come up here by Doug, which seat do you want there? Jason? I'll take the end.
Yeah.
Quick getaway.
I sat here forever, so now I'm just move over.
It's a good spot.
Right.
We'll have the old changing of the guard. Man, you've been here long enough, Alan, you're fine.
It's stuck in there.
Yeah, it's
It's made out of real wood.
You gotta fix it the other way around.
Right. I think they got them all.
Yeah,
Just right.
just right there is fine, guys.
If you'd raise your right hand and read your oath, please.
I,
Jason Evans, do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming. That I have not knowingly violated any law related to my elected position or cause to be done by others, and I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. Big word
Okay, sign it away.
Sign away and welcome aboard, guys.
Years, does that sound insanity? You do the same thing over and over again.
No, you're like that penny, you're just back again.
Going back, thank you very much.
Still your fault.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Tony.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
My abandoned.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Mr. Willitson, I'd like to give you a kudos for this time graph that you put up here for calls.
Oh, yes.
You can, I can relate being a youngster in my day when the rowdiest time was, it still prevails.
Model A or Model D?
Oh, dude.
I love pot.
Horse?
No, seriously.
Thank you.
See, people do look at graphs and charts.
So then, kind of as a matter of house cleaning, if you will, the other appointments that I would recommend is, and this one is just a technicality because actually Mr. Dumont has been doing the municipal judge duties for quite some time and in an official capacity, but we need to make him official in this setting. So I would recommend that we keep Doug Dumont as the municipal judge. Council about that? If none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and the first of the year is the fire chief also, and with Bob Glasson retiring, I've spoke with Willie, maybe in the 11th hour and 59th minute, but Willie would assume the duties of the town chief if that's the will of the council, so I'll ask the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. For Mayor Pro Tem, I have visited with Councilman Kaufman and asked him to fill in for me when I am unavailable. Once again, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So those appointments will carry. And in your packet, you have in front of you a couple of applications for planning and zoning appointments. Will be a Chelsea Olson and a Daryl Tiltram. We didn't do an interview process this time because we got 2 openings and 2 applicants, so it kind of seemed like a waste of the time of the council members to ask them to go through the interview process. So at this time, if you have any questions, I don't know if either or both of them are here. Yeah, Daryl's here. I don't know if you have any questions or concerns about these, but I would go ahead and ask that we confirm them as well. And it makes a unique situation because Daryl will be leaving the Board of Adjustments to come over to the planning and zoning side. So if you know somebody who wants to get involved, we could use another Board of Adjustments member.
Yes,
Actually, 2, you're right. Because we have one back there that's on the list to be reappointed as well. So it's not 3, so that's good. So we'll just start with Chelsea Olson. Is there any discussion, I guess, on Chelsea Olson? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. To Daryl Tiltrom. Is there any discussion on Daryl? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
You want to give a speech, Daryl?
Where's your other brother, Daryl?
He's with Larry.
So as I said, with Daryl switching gears on us, that brings up two appointments or two empty slots on the Board of Adjustments. So if we know of anybody, float the word around and see if we can get somebody interested and get them going into some public service. And with that being said, we have a member of the Board of Adjustments, Clint Butler from across the street over there. He's here if you got any questions for him, but I would also ask that we reappoint him. So is there any discussion on Mr. Butler? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you for that. Moving on to petitions, memorials, proclamations, and public comments. You have some letters from community members and passers through that they're always nice to see. They appreciate what amenities we have to offer this time of year in Wheatland anyway. From the parks to the dry camping and the different things that they can do that the town has their hand in. And one comment I would like to make to the people in the room and just so everybody's on the same page, the construction company that is doing the water tower out in Black Mountain asked if they could do some night work and they would make sure to aim their lights out to the agriculture field to the south due to the wind. They can get more done if they work into the hours of the night because of the wind. And they've actually been doing it about a week and we've had no complaints, but just so everybody's on the same page and knows if you go by and see lights, that's what's going on. And kind of just told them that they could do that until there was a complaint or a reason that we would have to disallow them. And so they're trying to work around wind with their construction process. With that, Tracy, do you have some good news for us?
I have some great news for you. I'm gonna go ahead and give these, maybe you've seen these already. So, for the new council members, I every month send information through Candy and, oh gosh. So, this month, along with the monthly town economic report, you'll see every month an economic report that lists utilities and I usually include public school enrollment. It includes a housing report, a construction report, an employment report, which includes unemployment rates for the state and for the county. And then the sales and tax collections and where we're at each month. Some of this is a 1 month lag because it's not collected this early in January a lot of times. So like I said, those are funneled through the town clerk. And at any point, if you have any questions on anything, feel free to email me directly and I'll get your emails from Candy so that I can communicate with you directly if we ever need to. The report I just gave you, this whole business activity report, we drive around Wheatland and we see the businesses that are shuttered and it, is sometimes disheartening to see things closed down. So what I did is I went through and I hope I got them all. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But I put down the businesses that I knew had opened within about the last 12 to 15 months. And there's actually 20 on this list. So I think sometimes we need to really stop and focus on the positive things, what's going on. And, think about those people that are taking that risk and stepping out into that entrepreneurial world, try and really support our local businesses. So I put in here the names of the businesses, their addresses, their phone numbers, if they had a website or a Facebook, and then a description of the businesses themselves. So I think that's really cause for celebration to have had some things that we to not see shut down, but we've also had some growth in the last year. So I think it's really great for the council to take that big of an interest in the businesses and know what's going on here. The other thing I want to mention to you is that you might have already seen this, but we'll be talking about it from now until February 8th. There is going to be what they're calling a town hall meeting with the Twin Pine Bison Ranch, Charles Hoskinson. Did I say 8? I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, 7. And it's at 6 o'clock up at the Agriplex. So we'll keep that information out on Facebook as well. They're going to have a meal. They said they're going to have bison and then a drawing for a bison. So I don't really know a whole lot more than that about it. We have a PCED board meeting this Wednesday, and the Twin Pine representative will be there. So I can certainly ask him some questions if you guys have any things that you want me to ask him, just to get a little more information for you. But otherwise, I think I probably know about as much about it as you guys do. I understand there's a meeting coming up that I'm involved with, and it's a grant application. And I saw that it's Albany, Platte, and Carbon County are the three counties that are involved. And it's through Wyoming Intertie, which is the transmission line that's working on going through. They have $200,000 to give away. And so I'm a grant reader for that. And we'll have our grant awards meeting on February 5th over in Laramie. So I'll be going over there to that. I saw that Platte County put in for 8 different grants. I don't remember what the other breakdown was, but it was a total of 42 grants that I have to read. So I'm going to be doing a lot of reading, but 8 of those are from Platte County. And last year, when we were involved in this, they divided the money equally between Platte County, Albany County, and Carbon County. So I know we'll get some things funded off that. So that's exciting, and I'll be telling you about those projects and when it's funded. So
Excellent.
and that's every 3 months that rolls around. So that'll open up again in March. So is there anything else I can do for you all? Or?
I just take a minute and thank you for your due diligence for your report, because this report reads, I mean, for those of you in the audience, to us when it talks about utility, school enrollment, housing, construction, it reads very easily, and I like the comparison, month to date compared to last month. And I just thank you for that report. It helps guide us a lot more than you realize, I think. So I appreciate your work and diligence in that.
Yeah. Year to year, and then I also have a spreadsheet, and it goes clear back about 6 years. So we have trend data as well. So I keep track of that as well. So I want that information. That's always up to you. Okay, thank you.
So can I say something on behalf of PCED?
Absolutely.
So there's, we all know that there's a big project going on this spring, 16th Street, and in fact, I understand that Off-the-Doll has been, in fact, awarded the bid on it. And just up to this point, I've got business owners that are on 16th Street coming up to me and asking me, what is going on, and really I don't know much of what's going on anymore. So the thing that I'd really like is to kind of have an idea of how the communication is going to be coming across. And being, in fact, the chairman of PCED, this is something that if you folks need help, this is something that we could help with. within our organization. If there's any communication that we need to help you with, so. But the biggest the kind of concern from the business owners that I'm hearing is how is the traffic going to be handled during the project? So I think that the sooner we can have some communication, it will really help these businesses on their end put some plans together, because it's going to be a crunch on a lot of these businesses, and there's a lot of main businesses that are on 16th Street, Safeway, the banks, and so I'm just asking if there's anything that we can do to help in the communication of this. Please let us know, and as soon as you folks know, please talk to me, because I do have some questions. And I'm even more concerned now with the resignation of Candy, because she was a big front on 16th Street with the city. So, thank you.
I did see, speaking out of turn or in turn, that the town was gonna have a meeting for whoever's concerned. And what is that date, Tabitha? Do you,
I don't know when that date is.
is it like March?
Yeah, they'll
Right. And off the doll reps will be here to discuss and tell us.
So how are you gonna communicate with, in fact, when is the project supposed to start?
This spring.
When? April?
You would have to talk to Tim Rasnick
Yeah.
about that at YDOT. He would probably come closer to being able to lock down a date than we would at this point, because we're at the mercy of the general contractor on the job, which is YDOT basically. And I know they're working out some of those fine details to where they're guaranteeing one lane of traffic, access 24/7 through the construction because of businesses. And I think they're working, now that they have a contractor in place in Oftedal, they're working with Oftedal to get those details set to have that public meeting. So I'm not sure there's answers to all of your concerns at this moment, but hopefully forthcoming. Because we're asking the same questions.
Well, Candy must be watching at the airport, and she said there'll be a construction meeting in February, PECD, and the public will be invited. No date is set yet, and Candy was watching at the airport, and so that's what will happen at this point in time.
So the meeting might be sometime in February.
Well, she said it will be in February, but we're really at the mercy, because the contract is with the state of Wyoming and not the town, and so we're really at their mercy in how this is done. But they'll Oftedal and the state will be real good about trying to explain how they're gonna do it.
And then also one other piece maybe, Bob, is we signed a resolution to retain Candy's services for the grant writing and administration through the completion of the 16th Street project. So she will be disconnected from town hall proper, but she'll still be the go-to for the grant management side of that project. And the water tower, because it's multiple sources and she's in it ankle or knee deep or waist deep already. So she agreed to stay through on those two projects to see them through.
Great.
Mayor Graves, I got an email from Candy that said that there would be a pre-construction meeting in February, and then a public meeting and another meeting, public meeting in February, and then starting construction in April, substantial completion in January of 2026, and finalizing the project by July of 2026. So I know that's pretty broad, but kind of gives maybe a little overview.
So it doesn't look like the project will start until after July then, is that what
It says start construction in April.
Okay, April.
Yeah, and I just got that tonight.
It's coming up pretty quick.
Quicker than we realize. So any other public comments?
Sure.
Especially you wanna give us the rundown?
You bet. Well, right now, our biggest announcement is that we're hosting the Agriculture Appreciation Banquet. Sowing the Seeds of the Future is the theme at the Agriplex on February 8th, 5 o'clock. Those of you that are members will have tickets depending on your membership tiers. And then also there's tickets available. And they seat 8. So we plan on having, we just met him today. His name is Ori, what was it, Leslie? Bertosh. And he is going to do a little comedy for us at the beginning of that. He's at our high school here. So we'll also have 4-H leaders, briefly, and then we're basically just doing this to appreciate our agriculture community, give them a thumbs up and a, pat on the back for the hard year that they've endured last year. And then, we don't have a whole lot of moisture yet, so we're looking forward to, kicking off this year for them and showing them our appreciation as well. And on a sadder note, other people are deserting the chamber. Kathy and Matt are relocating to Nevada. So we are hiring for an executive assistant to fill very large shoes there in our sit up. And if you know anyone who's interested, send them my way.
Is one of the requirements a big smile?
Yeah. Of course, we always have to be smiling, right? That's how we work. Yep. Yeah. So any suggestions, any comments? Again, the door is always open. We're getting really good feedback from community members about what they would like to see with the chamber, which is very nice. It helps steer us in a new direction. I think we're very excited for what's coming. So any information that you want funneled to about the project, about the 16th Street project, we can put in our newsletter on our website. We're starting a new member platform, so it'll be more user friendly, and we'll be able to not have to kill ourselves to try and maintain that just very difficult website. So more information will be available on those things too. So any information you can funnel that you want to get out, just let me know. We'll get it out there.
Okay.
Again, to reiterate that the February 7th for Twin Pines event is at the Agriplex. And we're streaming it. And we will be streaming it on our Facebook page. So if you don't want to attend, you can watch it there. Bring your questions. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer all of them. And that's it. Congrats, guys. Welcome.
Is there any other public comment at this time? Or council members' comments for that matter? Hearing none, we'll move on to unfinished business item number 1, which is ordinance number 853. It's an ordinance updating the Wheatland Municipal Code, uses requiring special use permits. I believe the changes from the first meeting have been highlighted in red in your current copy.
Yes, that's what you approved on the first reading, was that amendment, and it shows on the second.
Which is just the time, in
60 days unless proof is provided.
So I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance 853 on second reading.
I make a motion, we approve ordinance 853 on second reading. Second.
With noted changes, I guess.
With noted changes, sorry.
Yep, my bad, Willie. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion on ordinance 853? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. Ordinance 854, which is an ordinance rezoning multiple properties. It's also on second reading.
So somebody brought it up, it changes lot 6 to 7, 7 to 8.
Correct.
Motion to approve ordinance 54, an ordinance rezoning multiple properties, second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And then we will talk about the fire department apparatus CDs. Tabitha, I'll let you maybe explain it better. You've got the investments page in the folder that you can work off of, or if you have a handout or however, or I can give you your notes back, whatever you want to do.
She wants her notes.
Her notes make most sense. Sure.
Thanks,
Oh,
Bob.
here it is. I got mine.
Thanks, Bob.
She,
Okay.
Hi, Joe.
So, the fire truck apparatus is gonna cost $335,000. The fire department agreed to pay them $35,000, and it's in a CD as of right now. So they'll have to wait to renew that, or wait till it renews and cash it out. We have 2 CDs at Platte Valley for $32,000, and then we have another one at First State for $30,000. So we just need to cash those out when they come due.
When they get
put them in the
mature.
general fund, and then pay. We'll have to get a loan for the truck. And then I guess the only other question we have is the depreciation CD that we've had for years. And there's about $205,000 in that. And if we want to cash that out and put that towards it, then next year at budget, we would only have about $12,000 left to pay.
To pay off.
For that new fire truck. And it would save us a lot of money in interest, like $52,000 just for 5 years.
A ton.
So,
Did you ever figure out when that depreciation CD went in? Did you ever find the date?
it was like, as far back as I could look. So,
you had been on the council at that.
That's what we were wondering. That's why she asked you today. All right.
It kind of seems like we did name one depreciation CD back
I was trying to rack it today and
16 years ago or so,
easily,
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
but yeah, so if you guys just want to make a motion to cash out those 3 CDs.
you want the motion to say when they hit their maturity date? So does the motion need to say when the CDs hit their maturity date on those 3 CDs?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody want to take a crack at that?
I make a motion that we cash out the 3 CDs upon maturation date.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
It is an automatic. I don't want to hear nothing.
I'll personally take you out to Missouri if you want to take it for a spin, Willie.
I'll climb the ladder.
That's what we want, video.
He knows I ain't scared.
And so, moving on to new business. You have an ARPA grant, WS 1387, which is an amendment, and I believe it's for 16th Street, and legal counsel can give us maybe some more details.
As the mayor knows, late in December, the state called and they wanted these amendments signed. And I was concerned because the council had not approved them. They said, go ahead and have the mayor sign it and have the council, they were okay with this, approve the amendment and ratify the mayor's action. And that's what you're doing on grant WS 1387. And that's for the 16th Street project. And Candy said she's going to a meeting in February. At the February meeting, she'd be able to update on how she anticipates financing the shortfall in the 16th Street project. So on grant WS 1387, I would ask that you approve that amendment and ratify Mayor Graves' signature, his action by signing that amendment.
I'll make a motion to approve the ARPA grant WS 1387, ratifying Mayor Graves' signature.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I think we kind of have the same thing here for ARPA grant LG 1352 for the water tower.
That's exactly right. So the motion would have to be the same.
Make a motion to approve ARPA grant LG 1352, as well as ratifying the signature of Mayor Graves.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion will also carry. Item number 3 is the solid waste transportation service agreement with Superior and Darren Hershey. The service agreement is unchanged. He's not asking for any increase this year. It's just a extension of the exact same terms as last year. So entertain a motion to approve the service agreement with Superior.
I move that we continue with renew the solid waste transportation service agreement with Superior Contractor.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. Resolution number 1 of 2025. It's a resolution of the town of Wheatland adopting the building permit fee schedule for the calendar year 2025. Entertain a motion to approve resolution 01-2025.
Make a motion, we approve resolution 01-2025.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the building permit fee schedule? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And resolution number 2, 2025 is adopting the records request fee schedule for 2025. Same kind of thing, just a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion for setting fees and charges by the governing body for public records request? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. Then a couple of more house cleaning items. Would entertain a motion to approve the banks as depositories for the town of Wheatland, being First State Bank, Rolling Hills Bank, and Platte Valley Bank.
Make a motion for the approval of First State Bank, Rolling Hills Bank, and Platte Valley Bank to be bank depositories.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion will carry. And then the last one will be the approval of the newspaper of record for the town of Wheatland, being the Platte County Record Times.
Make a motion approval of the newspaper record for Platte County Record Times.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And that motion will also carry.
You need a workshop for the theater next month.
For next month. What time works for you guys, you council members, for a workshop? Typically, something like the theater, we'd go, say, at 6 o'clock, an hour before the meeting, and give them about 45 minutes of a workshop window. Usually they'll let us know if they need more time than that. So, I mean, advanced planning would just be here at 6 on Monday, February 10th for a workshop. Okay, scheduled. What else are you gonna throw at us?
That's all.
That's it?
Mary, did you want to say anything about the food?
I did. I'm Mary Evans with the Extension Office, and I am paying for the Leaders Council's food service license. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention that there are places like 4-H that are not for profit. And so although I am paying for it, that is coming out of funds that would go to send, I don't want to say kids to camp, but to livestock camp, scholarships, things like that. So I hope that at some point you guys can think about maybe nonprofits not having to pay for a food service license when our leaders council may be sued 4 times a year.
Here's the ordinance pertaining to what she's talking about. You got it? You know, I think when we did this, I don't know that we took into consideration the idea of the for nonprofit, which this, in its inception, has to govern that. And I think that was one of the unthought of things. So, you know, thank you for being willing to step up and pay for it. But Mary, I think where it's 4-H and it's for nonprofit, you have the ability to ask for forgiveness of that. And if it's the will of this council, that could, you know, I mean, it's a community service for youth. So I think you have a leg to stand on if you, and I'm not trying to overstep my bounds, but I'm speaking more as a, you know, a leader. And I think you guys are one of the unanticipated people that we do. I mean, you try to cover everything with an ordinance, and sometimes it's tough. You know, and so we might have missed the mark on that, because I don't know that we would have ever intended to take money out of 4-H for those types of fees that takes away from what 4-H can do for the youth.
Yeah, thanks for bringing this up.
I'd say visit with Candy when she gets back from her trip or Tabitha, because it's up to them to decide also.
Okay.
Well, I don't even think that, I'll be honest, because it says in town or school district sanction, community events. I think you could fall underneath that, but talk to Candy. I think if you're not gonna do it but a few times a year, it's more of a community sanctioned event. Probably stretching it a little bit, but I think you might be okay, but I would just visit. I wouldn't even leave your check here, I'd visit with Candy when she.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
it doesn't change the, you know, the intent of the ordinance. They would still govern you like they would anybody else, but maybe to do so. I mean, you'd still have to do your health inspections and your food inspections and the stuff that you've already always done.
Exactly.
And the other thing, some of this was designed so we made sure the building inspector had the ability to go in and check grease traps, because that became it's become a real problem. You couldn't get in there and see it. And so. And hoods, yeah. But anyway, Mary, I would just ask Candy when she won't be here until, I think, the following week.
Yep.
She's gone.
She's gone until Tuesday.
Okay.
So.
And actually, a lot more 501c3 organizations in town that do for food service than just 4-H as well.
But not all 50, just because you're nonprofit doesn't mean this ordinance shouldn't take effect. You could be a 501c. That just means you get some tax advantages. It doesn't mean you're not trying to make money. And so you have to be real careful, Kelly.
That's why I'm bringing up is we have other things with the VFW. You got some other entities in here that do food service as well.
Right.
So just for consideration, you know, that's all I'm talking about. I'm not trying to identify anything specific. I mean, going across the board, there's more than one type of entity out there.
But
And they tend to do food service a lot more than the 4-H groups, don't
right.
they?
Well,
Yes.
I think, yes.
Yes, they do.
That's why
We
you have
are
to be.
also a 501, we are a C6. So, I mean, obviously, we wouldn't need to apply for something like that, but I think, yeah.
Nonprofit doesn't mean you don't make money. It just
Agreed.
means you're taxed differently. I think
Agreed.
that's
Agreed.
just the only purpose of a nonprofit.
Oh, yeah, trust me.
So would you have to rewrite the ordinance?
I don't think so. I think we can work through it.
Yeah.
We're gonna address
No,
the issue as we go.
Yep, I think,
Okay.
you know, like I said, you try to make a one size fits most, and we missed the mark on that one.
And some of those we can change in the resolution with the fees and stuff. Maybe.
Valid point, and thank you for speaking to it. Good, Bill. Is there any other comments at this time? Hearing none, we'll have a workshop at 6 and the meeting at 7 on February 10th, and with that, we can adjourn the meeting.
And